Oh, if only you had failed. That would have been great. All right. You make it over the bone pile. You get stabbed a few times in your legs and your hands, and it's very unpleasant, and it smells gross, and you don't even want to think what those bones have been through, but you get over it.
Okay. When I get within a yard of this thing, this structure.
You immediately detect a very strong aroma of. It's very musky. It smells like if you were in a room stuffed with furs, and there's almost heaviness to the air.
Musky or musty?
Musk
Musk. Okay.
with a K.
So I'm going to cast warning on this structure.
Okay.
No.
No dice. It may be trapped. It may not.
All right. I approach.
You can't really get much closer without touching it.
Okay. Then I place my hand against it.
All right. You place your hand against it. Roll an intuition check with plus 40. There is something very important about this stone. Nothing bad happens to you.
Verve, would you come over here? This definitely isn't an ordinary stone. It's magical.
So
perhaps.
can I go through the path that he cleared?
It fills in behind it. It's kind of like going through a scree slope, but made out of bones that are sharp. That being said, y'all could dig a path out, but it will take time, and it will make you tired.
I'm gonna try an athletics test to try and get over through it.
Okay. Use some of that nimble elf agility.
Yeah.
Another 90 incoming.
Yeah, not so much. Huh.
Yeah.
You very carefully use your, very expertly use your staff in the perfect positioning and get a little bit of a running start to slam it through the bones where it connects with the hard stone beneath and vault yourself over it just enough that you clear the pile without going overtly high and land effortlessly and gracefully upon the ground.
I will look at you and say, what did you see?
I didn't see anything. I have a certain feeling from it. Go ahead, touch it. You'll know when you touch it.
Verve, same thing if you touch it.
I will touch it.
Plus 40.
So, plus 40 to what again?
Intuition.
Intuition.
You done cutting the head off the troll yet?
Yes, you're done.
Okay, cool.
You have a troll head. You might want to make sure somebody, burns it.
I take the torch from the halfling and start cauterizing the base of the head.
Okay, good. It is a dead troll then.
Why would you do that?
Otherwise, it comes back.
Verve. I'm like, fuck this. Alright, Verve, as you lay your hands against it, you get a very intense, your blood starts to race, your heart is pumping, you feel adrenaline coursing through your veins. Your eyes open and you feel like you can hear heavy breathing, screaming, the hunt, and you start having all these flashbacks to your tender years of seeing and witnessing the wild hunt. You manage to avoid being caught up in it through your younger years, thanks to your father's tutelage, but you can feel the rush of warhawks and the soaring of the birds and fighting. You can feel darker things too, like the roaring of beasts, the murder of small animals, the blood rush of enjoying a kill, and the air stinks of animals and fur and the wilds, and it is intoxicatingly powerful. Until you remove your hands from it, but you will need a minus 20 cool check to remove your hands from it.
So basically I'm in a trance.
You are in a hardcore trance.
Okay.
Verstaat will be
Sorry,
like,
I do not
Verve?
respond.
Verve?
But my eyes will probably go wide.
Verdstat,
Yeah, my
as
mouth's
you are
probably
looking at
open.
her, you see her eyes go from being the typical black pits of elves and their almond slated eyes. They start to narrow. The pupil starts to narrow and thin out.
Ivory eyes.
What-
Alright.
Like it almost. It seems like there is a change happening, and it is very rapid.
Can I remove her hand?
You can try.
Okay. I will attempt to remove her hand from the rock.
Okay, roll an opposed strength check.
So mine versus his.
Yes. All right. With a grunt of effort, you manage to pull her hands away from it. And Verve, the instant you stop holding the standing stones, you snap back to reality.
Verve?
I will blink and I will look at you and say, that was intoxicating.
Do you think it's tall? That god I told you about earlier.
I do not know if it's tall, but it reminds me of my homeland. The hunt, only that Bretonian was here.
Sounds close enough to tall for me.
Would you like to try or do anything else?
So on the walls around here, they're just stone walls.
Yes, but they are covered in bones.
I mean, I'm looking for like writing.
You
Any
cannot.
inscriptions.
I'll rephrase. You cannot see the walls unless you move stuff.
Okay. This could very well be it, but don't you humans generally mark everything? I don't see any marks of your sort.
It's tall. His followers are rather, let's say, base, common. This is exactly the sort of statue they would build to him.
Hey, good old-fashioned snobbery.
If you want, you can try and make your clear some shit out of the way so you can see the walls, or you don't. It's up to you. With your quarterstaffs, you could do it without harming yourselves.
Yeah, I plan to. I want to see something.
I will help them as well. with my
Okay.
quarterstaff.
Any particular part of the wall you want to focus on? Pick a spot. Any spot.
This spot.
Okay. You clear away the bones fairly efficiently, enough to see the top of. You see engravings. And the only thing that you can make out without actually having to put some real effort in is you make out what looks to be some kind of. It almost looks like it looks like branches with no leaves. If you had to just describe what you can see, but it's clearly connected to something, and it's coming out at a diagonal. But it almost looks like a tree with branches coming off.
I will look at Verstadt and say, this is looking more and more like something of my people.
No. I hope Anders still pays for stuff of your people.
I do not plan to tell Anders about the stuff of my people.
But I want money, Verve.
This puts my people in danger.
How are they in danger? Who knows how long this cave has been filled with a troll and goblin bones?
I will continue to clear away stuff almost frantically now.
All right, a
I'll
halfling.
help. Don't
You
look
have
worried.
you have easily estimated that if y'all are going to have any hope of making it back to anywhere near the camp before night, you need to leave right now.
Praise tall and all that, let's get out of here. I want to be back in a cozy bed.
Verstadt says, right, praise tall and all that. Anders will pay regardless. Let's go.
Unless you intend on digging your way out, you're going to need to take a check to pass back over those bones.
That would take time, right?
Yes.
All right.
You don't have to rush back by nightfall. It might be risky, it might not. You're just playing with the odds there.
Verstappen would want to
Unless
leave.
Toll's gonna stretch his hand down and keep us safe for the night, I don't want to be here. Or out in the Reicwald during the night.
No, neither do I.
Do I move anything else?
Roll a...
I'll reroll that.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Verstappen has had it with these bones.
Roll a... What's a good check for this? Roll me a combined extended check of athletics and strength. You will need to pass both with a combined level of +2, keeping in mind that minuses can send you negative.
Well, I better roll
Well-
super freaking good on my strength.
Nice dodge, Verstat.
Stupid bones.
Now,
Slanesh calls.
Now, there's way too many bones you need help. There's no way you can clear off. Like, they are, like, stuck to the wall with some kind of spit and gruel and other nasty shit that's they've been here for God knows how long. Like, you need help if you're gonna try and uncover what's on that wall.
Elf, we're leaving.
leave.
You can stay if you want. You can separate. I wouldn't advise it, but you can.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think we could stay the night in this cave?
No.
The dwarf's just like,
Do you
fuck that
trust
noise.
Toll? You trust Toll to save us when all the goblins come back? To seal up that
Absolutely
cave
not.
entrance?
The
Absolutely
goblins will
not.
be back. And in greater number.
I defer to the Master Dwarves' greater knowledge on caves in this respect. I believe we should leave. Verve,
I
what do you
couldn't help
think?
the Gandalf quote.
The Gandalf quote, isn't it Star Wars?
That is Star Wars.
that's
That's
it's actually in both now that I think about it.
yeah, that's Obi-Wan. It's mostly famous as an Obi-Wan quote.
Yeah.
I will look at you both and say, you did not see or feel what I felt.
No, but I didn't feel Drac getting hit over the head with a fucking troll hammer either.
I do look over at Drac in his state of brokenness.
Oh, I'm still standing. I'm incredibly pissed, but I'm still standing.
You look pretty bad though.
You look like a stupid honor,
I'm
yeah.
still standing.
You're more like standing in spite, not necessarily
Yes.
still standing.
The
Period.
power of my hatred towards you, goblins, and everything else sustains me at this point. And that's about it.
I will sigh, and I will...
I'll let you try one more time if you're desperate.
Yeah, I want to try.
You can try one more.
You want to do another extended?
Yeah, well, that's what it's got to be, unless you're gonna stay the night.
Oh,
Well,
wait,
not
what
necessarily
do you
stay
mean,
the
what you
night.
felt? What's over there? Is there something else besides the big rocks?
It's the big rocks that I felt. There's a power here, and I can't... Nothing screams human to me. It screams more of my people.
What? It's a big haughty elf. With big sails and white boats.
No, those are not my people.
Prancing around on big fancy horses. One of those.
Those are not my people.
Wrist,
Are you
I'd
sure
be-
you got the ears? Or that's what me sis says.
Oh.
You just don't fuck up.
Oh.
Verve,
2 critical successes.
pushed on by the anger you feel at the halfling comparing you to high elves and confusing you with high elves, which is just a deep, deep cut of an insult his ignorance has provided. You angrily turn around and, powered by the pride in your race and the desire to know more, you slam your staff into the bones, and it sparks with lightning fueled by your passion, and they smash apart, scattering all over the room. Those of you standing behind her get like pelted with various bone parts, but it's not actually dangerous. It's just moderately painful and / annoying. Verve, you clear out enough to make out part of the etchings in the wall, and you realize what you saw was not a tree. It was an antler that connects to, from what you can tell, from what you can see, you see half of a, it looks like maybe an elk skull. Someone has carved out the symbol of an elk's head, a skull, or deer skull, with massive branching antlers coming off, and you note there's all sorts of bizarre runes and text that you can't read, scribbled all around it. And you can make out some vague shapes at the very bottom, but you will need to either come back or stay and dig to see the full thing. Roll a cool check.
Plus, minus, nothing?
Nothing. Okay. As you look at the half of the elk skull you can see, your eyes focus on its eyes, and you get a sense of falling, but you don't freak out. And the longer you maintain contact, the more you start to feel cold and alone. But only if you directly stare into its eye, which looks like a bottomless pit. You can't see the wall that its eye is supposed to be carved into. It seems like there's a hole there that goes on for eternity into an abyss.
Give me a second, I'm taking all this in.
We obviously don't see any of this, do we?
You see her clear away the wall, and you can see the marking on the wall, and you can tell what it is from where you're standing, but you don't get any of that weird sensations.
Okay.
You can tell what it is?
They can. It's big.
Skull?
It's a big mural. Like, it's not like a little doodad on the wall. Like, it's fucking huge. Like, the eye is at least as big as your fist.
I want to go back with more information.
Verve, the people who worship Tal are just as much into elk skulls as your people are. I'm sure of it.
Are they?
I
I
don't know the tenets of all your gods, Seaman.
I do have a timer going on my phone that y'all need to decide whether you're gonna go through night or not.
Drac is leaving.
I am sure of it. Tal is just as likely to have a skull of a deer in his shrine than
What
of
if
an
this
elk
is
god, I
Rogenbach?
hope. You think it's Rogenbach?
That's what Drac was assuming the whole fucking time, to be honest.
Well, looking into this mural, I felt cold. Alone, nothing what I felt on the stones, mind you. But that is a different quality altogether.
Verstadt will hesitate, but ultimately say, well, we can come back another time, but I say we go back to camp, alert Anders about what we found, and collect our gold.
What? He's paid gold for this?
Or silver, whatever he's handing out.
You've
I
got an
will-
odd idea of a valuable range there.
I will nod and I will leave with them.
Okay, take a check to get past the bones.
Sotek, I'm gonna scoop up some of these glowing mushrooms as we walk out.
Alright, be careful.
My halfling doesn't know what they could be.
Add 5 wild question mark shrooms to your inventory.
Alright.
Verve, you take 1 wound and take an endurance check with plus 40. Nice. All right. The four of you make it to the entrance of the cave, and you exit. Thankfully, there are no goblins waiting for you outside. And the last thing I need is a outdoor survival check that can be assisted from whoever's going to lead the group safely down the mountain as dusk comes on and through the forest. If you fail, there may be.
I think Bird is better at it.
If you fail, there may be consequences.
I can't assist, but can I make sure we're heading in the vague right direction with orientation?
Yes, I will count that as an assist.
Can...
Well,
I will assist.
Sorry, I'll rephrase. You need to take 2 checks. 1 to get down the mountains, 1 to get through the forest. The halfling can assist with the forest check only.
Okay, get down the mountains. Am I being assisted by Aztec or no?
You're being assisted by Foul, but you do get, it is a average check, so you get plus 20. Nice. Now into the forest. The forest is a challenging check, but you get plus 20 for assist from the dwarf and the halfling. Very nice.
Very nice indeed.
Despite all odds and suffering and pain, the 4 of you do successfully climb back down the mountains, and the mountain is eerily quiet. But overall, you don't run into any goblins. You don't even hear or see any animals. And as night settles, you can see the camp just over the next hill, and you do successfully make it back to civilization somehow. And y'all are dog fucking tired.
Drac is walking into a camp with a fucking troll's head attached to his hip.
Oh, remind me what I said were the sleeping arrangements last time?
I have a tent. Everyone,
I have a
sleeping
spot
in a
the
tree.
kitchen.
Right.
I've slept in between tents.
And Ben slept in the kitchen.
Okay. So, those of you who are not the halfling and are bronze tier, unless you pay, you have to sleep outside the camp.
So,
Okay.
now that I leveled, I am silver 3. Does that matter?
Not yet, but soon.
Okay.
You need to talk to Otto before that applies. Dwarf, you can sleep inside the camp no matter what, but if you want to sleep in an actual tent and have like a comfy place to sleep, it will cost you 2 brass a night.
Okay, so it's no longer if you're silver, you get a tent.
That is correct. It's now,
Okay.
if you have silver, you get to sleep inside the walls.
Fair. Drac will just sleep. He doesn't care.
Okay, so you don't want to rent a tent?
I go find
Okay.
a tree that a messenger has not found me in yet.
Good luck with that. It's almost like a lumber company needs to catalog and mark every single fucking tree anywhere near them. But sure, go for it.
So is everyone asleep?
Most people are. The camp is still hustling and bustling. But you don't see anybody. Like, Rolf is already inside and asleep. You don't see the Bretonian. Otto's...
Thanks the gods.
Yeah, Otto's tower is got lights pouring out of the doors, windows, but that seems to be the case at all hours.
Okay.
And of
So
course,
is
Anders.
Anders still
Anders-
awake, or
You don't know. You'd have to go to Anders' tent, which is a little ways outside the camp.
I say to everyone, do you want to end this tonight with Anders and then go to sleep, or would you like a rest first?
He is an old man. Would he even be up?
I shrug.
Is the light of his tent up? He's got his big fancy tent. Is it lit?
It wouldn't be too much of a bother for y'all to go look around, so y'all kind of get in range of where you can see his tent, and it is pitch black out there. Like, it would be difficult to see where you're going. It's so dark.
I'm thinking he's asleep.
I don't raise my voice, but I say, "Hey, Sasha, it's just us. You can pop out of wherever you're hiding now. Is now a good time to bother the noble gentleman?" I wait for her to pop out of nowhere.
There is no response.
Okay, she's not taking the bait. Let's go. It's a bad idea.
What?
She's on to a scatter.
Let's just get this done in the morning, eh?
Okay. For start, we'll find a place as close to guards standing watch outside as you can, then try and fall asleep.
Okay. You find yourself sleeping vaguely in the place as many of the laborers. Everyone's pretty far scattered out, so nobody's in each other's space, but yeah. Now we take a check to see if Aztec has a bad night. If I can find my... Where did I put my book?
I will find my tree, and I will attempt to sleep.
Oh, there's my notes.
Are we calling the session here?
Yes, that's fine. Anyone who was tired loses their tired condition. Anyone who is wounded but not foul can roll a... Is it an easy endurance check to heal?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can roll an easy endurance check, which is plus 40. If you succeed, you get your success level plus your toughness bonus and wounds back.
I can only get like one back, right?
I don't even know if you can get that back with how wounded. You're going to have to probably go see the surgeons.
Okay.
So with this version, he still rolls and gets it back normally. There isn't a restriction for being low. The thing is, critical wounds don't go away.
Oh, okay. So yeah, then you get to roll normally.
Endurance, you said?
Yes, with plus 40. Risk gets no heals.
It's okay. I'll take my hangnail damage.
Yep. Alright, so make sure you update your sheets and character models on this page to properly reflect your health so that we have those for next time.
I am just under half health.
And the last thing I need to do before we end for the night...
Oh, Sotek.
Yeah.
When we get back, is there anyone playing any dice or gambling game?
Always.
I will try to join in. I've had a rough day.
Cool.
For...
By the time you get back to camp, you will have 2 tired conditions. Take a endurance check, 2 challenging endurance checks, and if you fail them, you get a fatigue conditions.
Ben, you may not want to challenge people to a dice game, because Sotek now has rules for dice games, so it's not just a straight gamble check anymore.
Oh yeah, I got the Wild Knights stupid book.
All right, we'll postpone it then because I don't want to dig that up right before we end.
Yeah, that's fine.
If it was a simple check, I would be fine doing it, but that's too much work to do right now.
We'll do it next time. All right, Aztec. I need to roll something for you real quick. Let's see if he gets nommed on by a vampire. Thrall asleep. She's going to try and cast.
Oh, I have a fortune point still. I'm going to re-roll my endurance check to gain wounds.
31.
Come on.
Okay, Aztec.
Nice.
Make a mental note, or note it somewhere on your sheet, that next session you will start with a fatigue condition.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
And it will stay with you through the session unless you take a nap or something.
Even though
Do
he
I
naps
know
tonight?
what?
Yep. Nope. You're just gonna wake up feeling really tired, and it's perplexing.
Gotcha.
Oh, and okay, yeah, that's it. Yep, that's it. That's the only thing. All right, fantastic session, super great, awesome, fun. We had a good, almost 5 hours, 4.5 hours.
Yeah, man, that was great.
So we did really well today. Lots and lots of fighting and kick-ass and stuff. So especially with all the fighting, let's give everyone a nice. What did I do last time?
100.
100. Let's do. Let's do 200 this time. Everyone did really well. I liked all the role playing, and everybody did a kick-ass job. So yeah, let's do 200 experience.
Very cool.
Drac temporarily transformed into a normal grumpy dwarf.
Wizards make absolutely sure if you're going to advance from apprentice wizard to wizard, you have to talk to Otto at the start of next
That's
session.
what- yeah. I was going
Okay, I can't quite do it.
to. My motivation, Sotek, would that be enough from the session of some of those lightning attacks?
Let
Give
me
me a
check.
resolve?
Verve. I will.
I mean, I
Yes,
did feel the
yes, you
rush.
get a resolve back. The reason you get a resolve back is because of your incident with the standing stone. I'm going to refrain heavily from giving you back resolve if you just successfully cast really big lightning spells. You need to do something
I'll do
that's
that.
going to give you like that rush. That's what it needs to be more about. Like, if you're going to cast
Okay.
a spell to get a resolve back, it needs to be like a big spell. Big boy
A
spell.
bolt, like my bolt.
Yeah. It needs to be something that's difficult to cast, or you need to do something that really digs deep into your character's psyche.
Gotcha.
But yes, you do gain a resolve back.
Sweet.
Any other questions before we wrap up and turn off the recording? Nope. Okay.
No.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Oh.
See you next time. Goodbye.